What's up, y'all? Peace to everybody that's going to come in the building. 747 24/7, 361 degrees. We are only broadcasting from YouTube right now. Peace to everybody that's going to come in the building. Shout out to my brother, 323 in the building, Solar Prime Supreme. Shout out to everybody that's going to come in the building. Peace to y'all. I love y'all. We are broadcasting from New York City. All right. So, wow. Today, we're going to talk about weapons. All right. The weapons of choice that you can pick up. Can I get a thumbs up on this video? And can we get some shares? I appreciate that one. All right, if you in the building, state your name, put it in the comment section. Shout out to Sister Ka. Nafir, what is up with you, Queen? Peace to everybody. All right, so I got a good 35 minutes. Maybe if you can give me 35 minutes of your time, that'll be what's up. All right, and we'll talk about a couple things. We'll talk about the weapons in reference to the Messiah. All right. I got something for the comment section. I don't know if it'll allow me to play something in there. Will it? Let me see if it'll allow me to play something in the chat room. It won't even allow me to place nothing in the chat room. I would love to play some good stuff in the chat room. Maybe y'all can do it for me. Alright, like I said, peace to everybody that supports the movement. 747 24/7, 361 degrees. Alright. So, yeah, if you can pull out, what's up? Peace to Sister Ashel, what's up? If y'all can pull out Ephesians, we can start from Ephesians. No. Let's start from Luke chapter 1, verse 37. Let's start from there. What's up, Ricky? Peace to everybody that's coming in the building. I know they not showing who's in here live. Don't worry about that. Just put something in the comment section. But if you can put Luke chapter 1 verse 37, and I want to start from there. And then from there we can throw in Isaiah chapter 54 verse 17. We can do that. All right. Put that in the comment section if you in the building. All right. I want to talk about these things. All right. Luke chapter 54 verse 17. Yeah. May I get a read whenever you're going to? Yes, Ricky, you may get a reading. When you do a reading, I'm gonna let you choose between the numbers between 1 and 31, and we'll do the readings like that. All right. But we do the readings after the prayer and discussion. All right. Right now, this is about the weapons that you need to pick up. That's what this is about, more or less. This is about the weapons that all of us need to pick up as messiahs. All right. So that's what I will be talking about in a discussion, and that's the energy that we will be building on today. All right. So yeah. Thank you for coming in, Ricky. I appreciate you. So, yeah, somebody put in Isaiah chapter 54 verse 17. That'd be cool. What's up? Shout out to Craig. What's up? Okay, no, it's Luke 137. It's Luke 137. But that's a good joint right there. Luke 1:17. I like that. And he shall go before him in the spirit and the power of Elijah, and turn the hearts of the fathers to the children, and the disobedient to the wisdom of the just, to make ready a people. That's deep. Yeah, I'm taking questions, Craig Scott, after the discussion. Peace to Sister Miriam. Peace to everybody coming in the building. I will be doing readings after the discussion. Um, yeah, thank you. So look, yeah, let's go. Let's talk about this. We talk about the weapons that you need to forge in reference to how you moving with this mainframe of what we consider to be consciousness. All right. So I wanted to pull out Luke 137, or is it Luke 11:37, something like that. And I wanted to talk about it like that. All right, 137, yeah. Boom. And God, look, for with God nothing shall be impossible. Now we cooking here. Shout out to Sister Tanya. Peace to everybody giving me a thumbs up on this video. Look at this. This is the first thing that I'm letting y'all see where we coming from right here. Now do the math on the numbers. You'll see 137, Luke 137. So 1 represents movement, 3 represents contemplation of thought, and then 7 represents the spiritual warrior, or mujahid. So you would think about it like that. So it says in Luke, because Luke means the light. Luke actually means the light. So if you think about it in that context, Luke meaning the light, you would say, okay, you know what I'm saying? This is what it is. It's harukment. It's movement. It's movement. It's light. You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing, which is oneness. All right, and then the second principle would be more or less contemplation, and then the third principle would be the fact that everybody here has a more or less a war that they're going through as a spiritual warrior. You know, a conflict with self. You know, bringing yourself to your higher self. All right. So yeah, that's what that's all about. So yeah, in Luke 137 it says, "For with God nothing shall be impossible." You know, many people, they talk about God, but they're not godly. They don't move in a godly perspective. They talk about, they say, I'm God, they say I'm a goddess, or whatever perspective like that, but they're not godly. All right. So we'll talk about that later in the build also. We'll talk about that later in the build also. So, you know, in here, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I only got probably like 30 more minutes. So 45 minutes of this video. So stick around for the crown, Sister Tanya. All right. So yeah, now like I said, if somebody put in let's go to like 2 Corinthians 11:14. Let's go into 2 Corinthians 11:14, and let's keep this 141 on here. All right, I like how she put Isaiah 54:17. I'm ready on here. Now it says, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper." Look at this. This is why I took y'all from 137 to Isaiah chapter 54:17. Now I want you to think about 5:4:17. All right, because we divinating, or we operating from the body of the Messiah. All right. So yeah. So look at this. So now you got 54:17, 54 5 4 17, breaking it down between the 1 and the 31. 5 representing power, or the baby hero, and then you got 4, which represents more or less it represents success. All right. It also represents the throne, and 17 represents analytical thought, utilizing both hemispheres of the brain. All right. So yeah. Now breaking down Isaiah chapter 54:17, it says, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue which rises against you in judgment you shall condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness. So you might have question on here, what is the Lord? Or what is this perspective of what we coming from dealing with God? Now, I always tell people that God is a verb in essence, because God or the universe represents the action within your life, and you describe it within action. All right, you describe it within some form of verb. So now, just breaking this stuff down, breaking this stuff down in reference to Isaiah chapter 54:17. Listen to me on here. Y'all should all know the 5 weapons of the Messiah. If anybody here is a Messiah, you can say, yeah, I'm a Messiah. If you're not a Messiah, that's cool. But what if I say, you a God? You quick to say you're a God, right? What if I say you're a goddess? You quick to say you're a goddess. What if I say you're an empress or an emperor? You quick to say all these things, a king, a queen. But what about if I say you're a Messiah? All right? It's a difference in this. Now you might ask me, well, what is a Messiah? A Messiah is a leader or savior of a particular group or a cause. All right. But it goes more deeper than that, because I'm asking y'all, what are your 5 weapons as a Messiah? Somebody tell me in here. All right. Turn the beat down. Yeah. It's all good. What are the 5 weapons of the Messiah? All right. Thank you. Sister Ashel put it in here. The rod, the staff. She put it in here. The rod, the staff, the bow, the arrow, and the sword. She put the 5 weapons of the Messiah. All right. So I'm going to share a little bit of information about this. Now, you can put Psalms chapter 84 verse 11 on here. Put that in there in the comment section also for the people that's coming in. And I like how you put those are the 5 weapons of the Messiah also. Yes, those are the 5 weapons of the Messiah, but all right, the fifth element that you call the 5th element is different than what you call Holy Spirit. All right? And I'll break that down. Because first you have to learn the 4 before you can go on to the 5. All right? You have to learn the 4 in reference to what you gave, Sister Tanya. And shout out to Sister Christina. What's up? I see you in the building. Look, yeah, you have to be on your 4 before you can go to your 5. With that principle of earth, land, or you talk, no, that doesn't, no. No. I don't know. No, Sister Tanya, let's get this right. Let's get this right. I'm reading it wrong. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. Maybe you put it wrong. But let's talk about it. What you talking about is first you have to be on your 4, which is earth, which is the earth, water, air, and fire. That's what you have to be on your 4. And then the 5th principle would be flesh, spirit. It would be flesh, spirit, and soul. Those are 3 different things, but those principles are all 3 in 1. All right, and that would connect you with the 8-pointed star, which I gave y'all. The 8-pointed star. I don't know if I ever showed you a symbol of this, Sister Tanya, but it's called the 8-pointed star. It's the North Star. It's the star. It's the sun. The sisters of the North. That's the 8-pointed star. All right. So when you talking about that, we talking about from a perspective of 8, but it comes from the 4 first, leading to the 5, on into the 8, to the 8 principles. All right. So maybe you put it wrong in the comment section. I don't know. All right. So yeah, I can't reveal all the secrets. I don't think you know the secrets, to be honest, because people that know the secrets, they don't say things like that. Even though I love you and everything, people that know the secrets, they don't really say it like that. Because if it's a secret, it's not really to be told, to be honest. It's not even to be mentioned, because it's a secret. What is secret is sacred. That's what you got to realize. Shout out to Brother Joshua. The pentagram is the earth, water, air, spirit. I like what you talk about, the 5 fingers, the 5 hands. Yeah. The pinnacle, yeah. That's right. All of that. I like that. But we talk about the 5 weapons of the Messiah here. Let's talk about the 5 weapons of the Messiah in reference. In reference, because what y'all talk about really represents these elements. I got you. For all the people that's dropping in elements, I love the fact that y'all dropping in elements. All right. Now, those are also weapons of what we consider to be the Messiah, of what you consider to be elements. So let's not get that twisted. All right. Yeah, they are part of the weapons of what the Messiah picks up. All right. So let's go even deeper. Let's go even deeper because we'll talk about like, all right, like the sister put in the building. She put the bow. Let's say if y'all know the bow, right? Let's say if y'all know let's say if y'all know the rod, for instance, because I call it a bow in martial arts, we call it a bow, but it's the rod. All right, let's say if y'all people in here know the rod, right? Y'all literally know the earth element, or y'all know the because the rod is made of wood, is it not? The rod is made of wood, but you learning the earth element and you learning to connect, excuse me, with the earth. So for the people that put the earth element
Messiah
as,
with the staff.
yes, as a weapon of the Messiah, yes, that is a weapon of choice for the Messiah. All right, for as the rod, because the rod represents more or less or what you consider to be the rod and the staff, because both of them are one and the same. All right, and I'm gonna tell you how they're connected. All right, but in essence, let's say you given a rod, right? And the rod represents chastisement, as y'all know. Now, the earth element presents that. The earth makes you down to earth, makes you humble down to earth. It makes you, figuratively speaking, deal with the element that humbles your nature. It makes you know that you physical. That's the earth. That's why you walk with the rod or the staff or the cane. But it's in essence, I'm gonna tell you, it's another thing that the rod connects up with. All right, besides the point of besides the point of earth, it connects with air. Now people might say, well, how the hell does the rod connect up with air? I got you. Because air always connects with a higher form of intelligence or a higher form of intellect or a higher perspective. Now you learn that when you begin to walk on 3, because as a child you walked on 4, but as a man you walked on 2. But as a elder, you begin to walk on 3, meaning that you have completion, or you have a understanding of things. All right, or you have a greater foundation. All right, so yeah, it goes really deep. In essence, yeah, the rod is rooted. You right about that, Sister Conifear. That's what it's all about. But it also links up with air too, because literally we utilize the tree as a form to connect with a higher form of intelligence. It was an air because the tree gave us breath, whether you knew it or not. The tree gave us breath. So the tree gave us the breath of life, which is oxygen. So when you think about the tree, I want you to think about the tree in that perspective as being earth and air, as in being earth and air, because the tree gives you the air. The tree gives you the air that you breathe. All right. So now you leaning upon this higher perspective of the tree. You getting where I'm coming from. Like the tree of life, or the tree represents your higher intelligence, which is the air, which is the air. It's the air. It's the higher intelligence. All right. But you learn that from earth, because the rod and the staff both represent heaven and earth, or earth and heaven. They both represent those two perspectives in that likeness, because it's connected with the tree, as in with the tree connecting with the earth, bringing life. And then you got the tree connecting with the air. Now this goes deep, because I gave you 2 more weapons of the Messiah. I gave you the arrow and I gave you the bow. All right, so now you might connect the arrow and the bow with whatever. But I'm gonna tell you, the arrow and the bow deal with water. The arrow and the bow deal with water. All right, they deal with water, and they also deal with air. Now you might say, well, how they deal with water and air? Because water always represent, like the sea represented maritime. It represented law. It represented law, like universal law or God's law, maritime, because, more or less, it was symbolized by the color of blue. All right. So that's what's so deep about, in reference to what that connects with, in reference to the color blue. All right. In reference to the law, or the bow, or the arrow and the bow. Now you might say, well, what goes first, the bow or the arrow? Now, if I was a person that was giving you something as weapons of choice, I would give you the arrow first before I would give you the bow. Now, you might say, well, why is that? The reason why I'll give you the arrow, because I'll have you write down some things. Because the arrow was literally like utilized to steer a person straight, because what was on back of the arrow was a feather. All right, and also the arrow represented the feather too. All right, these two were one and the same, as in the feather and the arrow, because the feathers went on back of the arrow. So this is what I'll do first, as a person giving you some knowledge. I'll give you the arrows more or less to steer you straight before I give you the bow. All right, I'll give you the arrows to steer you straight. So now you begin to learn that, through like how the ancients gave it to us, like the ancient Native Americans, the ancient Kemet, far as the ancient Egyptians, and from those that was from ancient Kemet, and everywhere from around the world, that they utilize.
No damn New Zealand.
They utilize the feather to steer their arrow straight. So more or less, I'll use that same perspective to steer you straight as a Messiah, the feather. All right. So because your heart is weighed with the feather, remember that in the hallways of judgment, your heart is weighed with the feather. Mm-hmm. All right. So now we'll go even more deep, and we'll talk about how we'll talk about the bow. Now the bow that I'll give y'all is not the bow that y'all think. See, the bow that I'll give y'all think it's going to be like a bow like this. Shoosh. So you can shoot them arrows that I gave you. Because literally you didn't wrote down the words with the arrows. You didn't, and it didn't stir you straight in a certain perspective. So now you want the bow of choice that you want is something that you can cock back and shoot down the enemy with from anywhere. I got you. The bow I'm going to give you is the bow that goes on your neck. It's not going to be the bow of choice that you want. It's going to be the bow that goes on your neck. All right? It's going to be a bow, because you got to learn how to tie a bow as well as the man Boaz. Within him is strength. And that's a wink for all my square men in here and women that know what I was just talking about. But you got to know how to tie a bow tie. And that's what's important. That's why I'll give you a bow. That's the only bow I'll give you, like a reward. Because you're ready to get the sword after I give you the bow. All right? Because you just got the arrow. All right? So now you got the bow. Now that you got the bow, right? You really look kind of like an unk. All right? Within yourself. You look like the tree from whence you came from beginning, what I just said. All right? So now what you got to understand is you can shoot them arrows. Because where you shooting them arrows from? You shooting them arrows from here. You shooting them arrows from your throat box where you put the bow at. See, I didn't put the bow in your hand. I put the bow on your throat box. You feel me? I put the bow on your throat box. As a Messiah equipping you with weapons, I put the bow on your throat box. All right? As opposed to putting the bow in your hand. So now you know how to really shoot them arrows. All right? So now we really getting deep, and we talking about a higher perspective of learning and a higher perspective of life. You should be ready to graduate, because when you got the bow, you got the sword also. All right? Because the sword came after that. Now you say, well, really? What am I use the sword for, LaMail? I'm going to slay everything? I'm going to slay everything in my path? I'm kind of like that. All right? The sword represents fire and water also. All these things were connected because water was the essence of all these things, because water was in the midst of them all. But listen to this. Listen how the sword represents fire and water. Because in order to make a sword, you need fire and water. You need fire and ice. Literally. Literally two perspectives of of two distinct different realities. You need them both. The quickening of the ice when the fire hits the ice. Bow! Makes the sword really come or mold into perspective. So I want you to think about that, like more or less of what you're going through. Yeah, you got fire that you go through because you baptized with that in Matthew chapter 3:11, which is a 131. You know what I'm saying? And then you baptized by the water too. You baptized by both of these things. So this what made you a sword. This what made you sword. You got a sword. So trial and tribulation and everything is the fire that you go through that literally constructs you or molds you or forges you as a sword. And this is what makes you who you are into reality. All right, now you ready and you equipped to do God's service or the service of the universe, literally. Because you are a weapon yourself. You got all the weapons on you. They like literally on your body. They attached to you. They attached to you. That's why you didn't have to hold a script or anything, because you literally dealt with the math and you connected the realm of thought through that. And it goes so deep with that. You know, so now you think about in reference to the 5 weapons that you have, I connected those, all of those with flesh, body, spirit, whatever you want to call it, is all connected up. You'll think about, people say, always tell me about the shield. And I always took them to, you know, Psalms chapter 84, verse 11, where God is your shield. Where God is literally your shield. Where God becomes your Mogan or your shield. Your protection. All right? So, yeah. Yeah, so what else, man? That's real. That's real. That's all I gotta say, man. In reference to when you think about the higher degrees of learning and all of this and how it coincides with reality. How it coincides with reality. You know, I deal with the math. I deal with the math, man. Let's bust it down. Math is math. When y'all being on y'all math, you being on your 4. I tell people, shout out to everybody coming in, putting up the me-wees. Shout out to Sister Shanita. What up? Look, but everybody that's on their math, they're on their 4. Before you can do all these things, I want you to get on your 4. Because if you ain't ready to tap into the if you ready to tap into the universe, you should be getting on your 4. Getting on all 4s right now. Maybe I got you thinking. Maybe I got you thinking about getting on all 4s right now, because nobody wants to do that now. Because you a God, right? You don't want to get on all 4s, right? But every God that you can imagine that was talked about throughout time and space got on all 4s. They got on all 4s. Yeah, that was fire, earth, wind, and water. Yeah, that was subtraction, multiplication, division, and adding. Yeah, that was north, east, south, and west. Every God that you can imagine was on all 4s. What are you talking about? You're not ready to get on all 4s. That's north, east, south.
Like really
Yo, listen. Yeah, yes, sir.
That's really standing on your square.
Yes, sir. That's really standing on your square because you firm. Look, let me tell you something. What's so deep about it is, I told y'all that the 4 lower chakras, they are on your feet and your knees. Those are your 4 lower chakras. Those are your foundational chakras that equal the square. And then your 3 higher chakras are your head and your 2 hands. But essentially, your heart is the base chakra of them all. So you think about this in perspective, you build a temple like that. So when you go down, you getting on all 4s, you really connecting with the universe. You don't see it? Like literally, if you get on all 4s, you can find yourself anywhere. Like people say, like let's say you get lost. Let's say you get lost, right? And you just get on your knees and start praying. And what you realize is that God, man, that's real. That's real. That's real right there. Where you can always find yourself. You can always find yourself. Like, literally, you want to know where north is? All you have to do is just get on your knees. Ain't that deep? You just get on your knees and pray. You just like literally, you just get on your knees and just start praying. And then you like, damn, where am I finding north? Where's south at? Where's east at? Where's west at? God say, get on your knees. I'ma show you. And that's how you tap in on getting on all four and being in tune with the universe. That's one of the ways. That's why I tell you, man, you got the map. This body right here that's behind me is the map. This body is the map. And you have always had the map right there for you. Period. Period. And I gave you a simple analogy. I gave you a simple analogy to find yourself. A simple analogy to find yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? A simple analogy to find yourself anywhere. Anywhere. A simple analogy. Just by getting on all fours. Real talk. I got 10 more minutes. I got 11 more minutes, actually. Well, no, I got 12 more minutes to 1:31. And I'm going to hop off. But yeah, real talk. I want y'all to look at it like that. I gave y'all a compass with this stuff. I gave y'all a compass. It's not only I gave y'all a perspective. This is 131 right here. Didn't y'all see that? That 8-pointed star is 131. That 8-pointed star is 131. Can't you see it? It's an ideograph. It's literally an ideograph. 131 represents the cornerstone. Real talk. First Corinthians chapter 3:10. A 131 moment. I'll show you something. Yeah. It's an ideograph. And no matter what, in what mirror you put it in, it'll still always be the same. So you do this like this. Look, watch this. 1. Because you operating from the dot. You operating from the dot. 1, 3. Right? 1, 3, 1. Look what I'm doing. 1, 3. Right? 1. 1, 3, 1. You starting off from the dot, right? And then 3. What do you get? The 8 Lions Avenue. Literally the 8-pointed star. The 8-pointed star. That's the star that the wise men follow. That's the star that the wise men follow. Alright? Or the wise women, or whatever you want to call it. Because this is the North Star right here. This is the star of the North. Alright? Which is the sun. That's the sun right there. The sisters of the North. The sisters of the northern polarity. The northern polarity. Alright? That's what it is. Alright? So yeah. That's what it is. That's why they follow the sun. That's the star that they follow. You think they followed the Eastern Star. They followed the North Star. For everybody that was in indentured servitude, they followed the North Star. Alright? You said, yeah. So yeah, we getting it in. We getting it in. I got a couple more minutes before I get off. I got a couple more minutes. You said this word is referenced as, alright, that's cool. Let's go. Put a question in between 1 and 31. A question in between 1 and 31, or a number between 1 and 31 before I get off. Before I get off, a question between 1 and 31. Alright? A number between 1 and 31. Alright? Only got a couple minutes for all the people that support the movement. It's 1:23 right now. I'm getting off at 1:31. Alright, this was an interesting build. This was about the weapons of choice. But more or less, this is the shield right here. Because it says in Psalms chapter 84:11, yeah, God is a sun, which is a shield. And you know a star is a sun. The S-O-N. God is a sun. S-O-N. S-U-N. Yeah, however you want to put it. shout out to my brother for providing some real good music. I can break down my brother's matrix too. Like my brother's matrix is crazy. The three, like my brother's matrix is 323.
Okay.
Man, I bust down like we all in the matrix. Before I get off, since I got some time, it was 123 when I said I only had a couple more minutes. So I'm gonna reflect on the number 23, the LeBron James, the Angel Michael. See, literally, 23, 23. What's so deep about the number 23? Like I'm gonna give it to y'all, right? 23 is a prime number. It's a solar prime number. Y'all know that, right? 23 is a solar prime number. I'm gonna give it to y'all. But what's so special about 23? 23 is 32. See, like 23 actually defies like 31 in a certain perspective because it unthaws 31. Because you would think about water when it changes from a crystalline state or frozen state, it goes up to the 32nd degree, which is 32
Right
or
before
23.
33. And you know you go through a lot of trials and tribulations before you get to the end.
Yes, sir.
33.
So,
Even though it's higher than the 33, but you know, 33 was like
yes, sir.
that highest.
Because if you overstand the
But
fact
like
that
you said, the codex updates.
yeah, the codex update. That's why I'm gonna give y'all something more with the codex, with the 919, and that will describe the body of the 32, the 32nd degree. I only gave y'all the 31st degree on here. Okay, now the 32nd degree is when you unthaw, because remember, you've been given everything between the 1 and the 9, and the 1 and the 9, like the alpha and omega, because 1 and 31 plays like the 1 and the 9, because everybody was born between either 1 and 9 or 1 and 31. So yeah, that's why it comes like that. But if you go to the 32, now we talking about when water come, because this represents ice, because 131 is wintertime. It's wintertime. All right, in the northern hemisphere it's wintertime, but 131 is that. Also 131 is October 31st, and I'm explaining in the Halloween scroll why they always put October 31st and January 31st on the same day each year. I'm explaining that. I'm explaining why they both are sacred holidays. All right, but the 32 represents when the water starts to unthaw from a crystalline state. That's when y'all come out of the 1 through 9 and y'all come to another cycle. Y'all come to another cycle, and that, like I said, that's when water unthaws. It begins to unthaw. And then we'll begin to talk about the 33rd degree, and we'll go on the 33rd degree later. All right? Now, you might say, really, Lamel? Yeah. Now, you might ask, is this Masonic? I'm going to say, no, this is dealing with the supreme grandmother and grandfather mathematics. This ain't dealing with no masonry or none of that. Even though I have been through their hallways, this doesn't deal with that. Yeah, thank you, Brother Joshua, putting that in there. All right. So another thing is that I give people is
They got that shit from us.
yeah. Yeah, another thing that I solar stand. Thank you, Sister Ashel. That's what we say here too. We solar stand. You know, we're done with the IOU, which is understanding, overstanding, and understanding. We have a solar standing on here, coming and operating from the dot, navigating, utilizing the body of the Messiah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I love y'all, man. What else y'all got to say? Brother Joshua, you was on fire today. Thanks for all the comments, all the math that you putting in the building. I love it. I love the 1-2-1 punch that you put in here. That's hot. We have a holiday. Oh, let me say this too. I'm about to start going really hard. We have a holiday on December 21st this year. It is our holy day. All right. It is the day of love. It is the day of the mother. All right. So we're going to celebrate the mother on December 21st. We will be in Atlanta, Georgia. Let me give a hand clap to us. We will be in Atlanta, Georgia on December 21st. Yeah, so will my mom. I will kidnap her ass. All right, we're going to be in Atlanta, Georgia, December 21st. The Messiah Code movement is going to be hosted by Sister Shamel, she who embodies the spirit of melanin, our president, aka Jasmine Thompson. Okay, if you are interested in that event, you can get up with one of the sisters. They will tell you about the event. All right, Sister Ashel or the Tuwalu Confederation or Sister Jessica or anybody that's connected with the movement. All right, so yeah, we're going to be in Atlanta. We're having an exclusive event. I got 2 more minutes to say this. We're going to have an exclusive event in Atlanta on December 21st. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, guess what's going to happen? For everybody that's celebrating our holiday, on December 21st, which is Mother's Day, that is going to be Mother's Day, our official Mother's Day. All right, that is our official Mother's Day. I don't know, in the Gregorian calendar, you can celebrate it then. But that represents when the earth, is in darkness at its darkest hour at December 21st. But it represents the woman being triple darkness. Also, her cocking back, giving birth to a child. All right, that's when the earth cocked back in a certain likeness, and her giving birth to a child. All right. So yeah, also what I gotta tell y'all, for the people that are celebrating this holiday, look at this. Guess what? I got some bad news for you. Yo, I got some bad news. I got some bad news. It's 131. Look, listen, it's October 31st, 131 right now. We click it. Let's go. It's October 1st, 131 right now. It's a 131 moment. Look, listen. I got some bad news for y'all. Guess what? For 6 months, you got to change up everything that you do on your right hand. You have to do on your left hand. Ain't that a blip? For everybody that's a part of our tribe, unfortunately, if you're a part of Mother's Day, you flip when the earth flips. You can't.
So it works out for
yo, people that's ambidextrous, man. I know y'all sitting here. Y'all have fun.
I sign in with my right hand sometimes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's good. Guess what? Y'all dedicated for 6 months. Y'all got to do this every year from now on for the rest of your life. Sorry. I love y'all. Got some bad news for y'all. Y'all messiahs, right? Y'all can operate from both hemispheres of your brain. You the 17, right? You Jacob, you Yaqub, right? You Israel, right? You taking the path of ascension. Quran chapter 17. El Isra. You taking that path of ascension. Like Muhammad on the 19th day of the 9th month of Ramadan, the 919. Yeah, you taking that calling. Guess what? Sorry, boo-boo. You have the rest of your life, you have to dedicate 6 months to left and 6 months to right so you can be balanced. All right? Sorry, boo-boo. Sorry. I love y'all, man. We got to get off. I got to get off, man. Shout out to Brother Joshua. I appreciate you, King. I appreciate everybody that came in. All right? Everybody that supports the movement. All right, I love y'all. 747-24-7, 361.
We started off small. We started off mopping the floor.
We in here.
But now that we under the building, they say that it's yours. Nah, nigga, won't shine shoes no more. Nah, nigga, won't shine shoes no more.
Shout out to my brother. Thank you, bro.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm in the background.
We in here. Peace to the Tuwalu tribe. 747-24-7, 361 degrees. Peace to all the primes. Yo, this was a nice build. Come back when I go live. Coon.